Hello students, this video will tell you about the quadratic equations for the beginners, specifically for grade 9 mathematics in Ethiopian context. And my name is David. So let me proceed. What are quadratic equation means? Okay, from this, what is a quadratic equation means? Okay, what is a quadratic equation means? Quadratic equation means a quadratic equation means, as you know from your previous lesson, ax plus b is equal to 0, where a is different from 0 types. These are called linear equations, because the degree for the exponent is 1. Now for this level we will see what is a quadratic equation means. The form, if we make this exponent is converting to 2, that means ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a is different from 0 and all a, b and c are all elements of real numbers. In this context, we can say this is a quadratic equation. That's why the degree of the variable x is 2. Yes, the degree of the variable x is 2. In this case, we can say it is quadratic equation. So in the quadratic equation, the highest or the maximum exponent must be how much? And in this context, maybe b or c can be 0, but the number a never be 0. But what will happen if a is 0? If a is equal to 0, this statement will be changed into a linear equation. So the phase of this ax square can be eliminated, because 0 times a number is 0. Therefore the quadratic equation can be changed into a linear equation, the form bx plus c. So this is the way of quadratic equation. This is the definition for quadratic equation. Don't forget, a, b and c are any real numbers, provided that a should be different from 0, because the coefficient of x square must be different from 0. Later we will see why not a is different from 0. We will see. The first question for this video, we will see specific statements or given rules for each topic, and we will see practical examples specifically for solutions, needs to be solution. The first question is solve the following. How could we solve this one? The first one is x squared is equal to 3x. In this context, this can be changed as, right, x squared minus 3x plus 0 is equal to 0, because we bring this x to the left side, and from this we know that a is the coefficient of x squared is 1, and the coefficient of x is, which is b, is equivalent to -3, and c is equal to what? 0. So this is the form of a quadratic equation. In this context, to solve this statement, this can be written as x squared minus 3x is equal to how much? 0. Whatever you added number 0 on any numbers, there is no change in on the statement, on the equation. So from this, x squared minus 3x is equal to 0. Let me take it common factor for both statements. x minus 3 is equal to 0. In this context, what we have to do is the product of two numbers gives 0, means, yes, either both of them must be 0, or each of the numbers may be what? 0. This means either x is equal to 0, means the first product or the first multiplicand, then the first number, or we can say that, or x minus 3 is equal to 0. In this context, both numbers, or this x and this x minus 3, cannot be 0 at the time, because the first is as a variable, as only variable, but the second one is there is a difference of 3 from the variable. So from this, x is equal to 0, or x is equal to x minus 3 is equal to 0. Already for this one we have completed. For this part, x minus is equal to 3. So this is the solution. So finally we can put the solution set as just like this: 0, 3. If you put the value of x by 0 or 3, or either 0 or 3, this equation becomes equal. Otherwise it will never be equal. This is for the first one. The second one, x square minus 336 is equal to 0. In this context, from this, a is 1 because the coefficient of x square is 1, and there is no x plus 0, or we can adjust x square plus 0x minus 36. b is equal to 0 and c from this is minus 36. This is the form of quadratic equation again. So from this, bring this number to the right side. X square is equal to how much? 36. So take it the square root of both sides in order to get the number x. Yes, take the square root of. So from this, x is equal to the plus or minus value of, right, 36. The square root of 36 is, so from this, either x is equal to minus 6 or x is equal to 6. So our solution should be again is equal to, yes, negative 6 comma 6. If you put the value of x by either negative 6 or 6, this equation becomes true. Okay, this equation becomes again it is true. So this is the way of solving. The next example says x square minus 7x plus 12. There is over here equal to 0. X square minus 7x plus 12 is equal to 0 means from this, just we know that a is the coefficient of x square, that is 1, b is negative 7 because the coefficient of x, and this is 12. C is 12. In this context, what we have to do is just we need to decompose this statement as a product of two binomials. From this, there is a rule says what, if we say that ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, find two numbers, yes, whose product is, let's we say the numbers are m and n, and make it what, m plus n is equal to b, and m times n is equal to c, if a is only 1. Okay, if a is what, 1. So from this, you have to remember that find two numbers, yes, m and n, find two numbers whose sum is negative 7 and their product is how much? 12. Positive. Find two numbers, their sum is negative 7 and their product is 12. Just matter of selecting or listing the product of or the factor of 12, right? And their sum must becomes what? How much? Negative 7. Like the factors of 12 are let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and finally 12, which means 1 with 12, which means 1 times 12 is 12, but the sum of minus the both of the numbers must never be negative 7. 2 times 6 is 12, but the sum of 2 and 6 is 8, and or then the negative side of the sum of two numbers is again negative 8, cannot be. But if we choose these two numbers 3 and 4, 3 times 4 is 12, right? Negative 3 times negative 4 is 12 again. Negative 3 plus negative 4 is becomes negative 7. So you can decompose this one just like this: x square minus 4x minus 3x. Look, the sum of this statement becomes minus 7x, then plus 12 is equal to how much? 0. Now from your previous lesson, just you can factorize this individually, right? This one, or read this one. So from this, the common factor for this one is x into x minus 4. Yes, the common factor for minus 3x plus 12 is minus 3. Yes, and x plus 4 again is equal to how much? 0. Is equal to 0. So from this, we have again a common factor for this one. It must be actually this must be minus. This must be minus, not plus. Okay, this must be minus. So we have x minus 4, right, times x minus 4. So x minus 4 can be considered as a common factor times, when you take it x minus 4, you left x again minus over here is 3 is equal to 0. This from this you get product of two numbers is equal to 0. From this we can say that x minus 4 is equal to 0, or x minus 3 again is equal to 0. From this, either x is equal to 4, right, or x is equal to 3. So finally our solution set. should be 3 and 4. This is the way of solving quadratic equations, such type of quadratic equations. The other one for D, x squared minus 10x is equal to 24. So bring this one to the left side and make it equal to 0. So from this we can decompose as x squared minus 10x minus 24 is equal to 0. We can make it equal to 0. Again, we can find two numbers whose sum is negative 24 and their sum, their product is 24 minus 24 and their sum is minus 10. So this means we need to find two numbers. Their product is negative 12, negative 24, and their sum is negative 10. The numbers maybe we can make it minus 12 and 2. Check it. Minus 12 times 2 is minus 24. Minus 12 plus 2 is minus 10. So we can decompose just like this. So from this, x squared minus 12x plus 2x minus 24, right, is equal to 0. Again, factorize by group in this way. X into x minus 12 plus the common factor for 2x minus 24 is 2 into x minus 12 equal to 0. Let me bring it over here. X plus 2, right, times x minus 12, right, is equal to how much? 0. We can make it this one. So from this, either x is equal to, this means make this one x is equal to minus 2, or x is equal to, this is minus 12, x is equal to 12. So our solution set should be, can be written as negative 2, 12. E for E, this is the way of solving quadratic equation, or the solution of x squared minus 10x minus is equal to 24 is, okay, let's bring in this one. 2x squared for this part, 2x squared minus 13x plus 20, again it must be equal to 0 again. Then we have to say this one, from this, a is how much? 2, b is equal to minus 13, and c is equal to 20. So we need to find, in this context, you have to remember the number coefficient x squared and c, right? Just first you have to multiply c times a. So 2 times 20 is, let we make it 40. Find two numbers. Their product is 2 times 20, which is m times n is equal to, must be what? How much? 40. And minus 13 should be, or the sum of m and n should be, becomes what? Minus 13. Just you need to find the product of two numbers is 40 and their sum is minus 13. For example, if we test it, minus 5 and minus 8, minus 5 plus minus 8 is minus 13, this is true. Minus 5 times minus 8 is 40, and this is true, so we get it. So from this we can make it what? 2x squared, right, minus 8x minus 5x plus 20 is equal to 0. There is a boundary over here. So from this, factorize by using what? Group. The common factor for 2x squared minus 8x is 2x, right? 2x. We left over here x minus 4, right? Again, take it what this one is 5x over here, x 5x. What we left over here is, so take only 5 over here, 5. We left x minus 4 is equal to 0. The common factor for 5x plus 20 is 5. So what we left is x minus 4 is a common factor for both terms. This x minus 4 and over here x minus 4 times what we left over here is 2x minus this one. From this one is the second term is we left 5 is equal to 0. So from this, x minus 4, the product of two numbers is equal to 0 means either x minus 4 is equal to 0 or 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. So from this, x is equal to, bring it this one to this way, 4, or 2x is equal to 5. Dividing both sides by 2, we have to go until we get x is equal to, or the coefficient of x is 1 over 2. So x is equal to 5 over 2. So finally we have solution for this equation is, yes, this one, 2x squared minus 13x plus 20 is equal to is 5 over 2 comma 4. So from this, if you put 5 over 2 instead of x, you will get this statement is 0, or it can be solved. Or if you put the number 4 instead of x, again this equation becomes true. Otherwise, if you substitute another number beside those two numbers, the equation becomes not equal. Okay, to be continuously this is for E, negative 4x squared minus 7x plus 2 is equal to 0. Again, from this, A is how much? Minus 4, and B is minus 7, and C is equal to how much? 2. So you need to find M plus N is equal to B, and M times N is equal to A times C. Okay, A times C. You need to find the product of two numbers is equal with the product of A and C, which means negative 4 and 2. What is, and M plus N is how much? Must be what's coefficient of X. So from this, negative 4 times 2 is negative 4, right? Which means M times N should be equal to negative 4 times 2, which must be negative 8, and M plus N must be how much? Minus 7. So we need to find two numbers. Their product is negative 8 and their sum is minus 7. So the numbers may be either minus 8 and 1. Look, minus 8 times 1 is minus 8, minus 8 plus 1 is minus 7. So the numbers will be minus 8 or n 1. So from this we can write this equation minus 4x squared minus 8x plus x plus 2 is equal to how much? 0. Factorized by group. So from this, minus 4x is a common factor for both of the numbers. So we left over here is only x, yes, and plus, when you take it this, or when you divide this minus 8x for minus 4x, you left only 2, right? Plus 1 times the common factor for x and 2 is only 1. 1 times x plus is equal to 0. Now again we have another common factor, that is x plus 2 for both expressions. So x plus 2, right, common factor, times minus 4x plus 1 is equal to 0. X plus 1 is taken from common factor for both expressions. So from this, the product of two numbers equal to 0 means either this one is 0 or this one is 0. So from this, x plus 2 is equal to 0, or minus 4x plus 1 is equal to 0, so let me bring it over here. Either x equal to minus 2, or minus 4x is equal to, bring it this one is solution, minus 1. So from this, divided by minus 4 by minus 4, x is equal to 1 over 4. Our final solution set should be negative 2 comma 1 over 4. These are the solutions for E. For F, there is a fraction for these coefficients. Just in order to remove these fractions, just multiply by the LCM of all the fractions, 2, 3 and 6. You need to find the LCM of 2, 3 and 6 is only 6, right? So you can multiply this number all by 6. 6x squared over 2 minus 4 over 3 x, right, plus 5 over 6, right, is equal to 6 times 0. The reason why we multiply by 6 is in order to eliminate all the denominators, right? All the denominators. And if you multiply one side by a constant number, again you have to multiply the other side by using the same number. So from this, 6 times this one is, let's multiply individually, 6 times x squared over 2, this is x squared, minus 6 times 4 over 3x plus, again 6 times 5 over 6 is equal to 6 times 0 is 0 itself. So by 2 is 1, by 6 3. Look, 3 times x squared, so it becomes 3x squared, right? 3x squared minus this can be cancelled by 3 is 1, by 3 2 times 4x is 8x plus, so 6 by 6 is cancelled and we left only what, 5 is equal to how much, 0. So you can do these equations just like E. You need to find two numbers, their product is 15. Let's say this is m times n is equal to 15, and m plus n must be how much, minus 8. Just find by your own, okay? Find it by your own, just because already we have seen such kind of examples. The reason why I bring it over F type of equation is just to eliminate or to solve such kind of quadratic equation having fraction denominators or coefficients. First we can remove all the denominators, okay? The denominators. To remove the denominators, just find the LCM of all the denominators and multiply both sides by their LCM. There. Okay, thank you for watching our videos. Please like, subscribe and touch the notification button if you in order to get new videos, and share